Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Joker 2. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about the ending, I'm going to be talking about the actual film itself, giving sort of my own thoughts as well about everything that happened in that film. Because yeah, I watched it today, I've just come back from the cinema and I'm very disappointed by it, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie. As someone who was a little bit skeptical when the first Joker film was announced, I ended up going to see that and I loved it. I was completely blown away, but I felt like, yeah, it was a nice self-contained story and there was no need for a sequel. And then we ended up getting the announcement of a sequel, which would have starred Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Obviously, yeah, she was in the film as well. And I was like, okay, I didn't expect to see a sequel, but obviously, if there's a need for a sequel, and that story was so self-contained, surely there's a reason why this is being made. It's just not going, it's not just being made for the sake of it. And oh boy, I was so wrong, because yeah, this film is obviously a sequel. It's a continuation of the first Joker film, but it kind of takes things on with a new twist of things. So there's a lot of musical numbers. There's a lot of singing and dancing. So yeah, it's gone for that little bit of a twist. But it's also a courtroom drama as well. And that's where the majority of the plot developments happen. So, obviously, at the end of the Joker film, Arthur Fleck, who is the Joker, is incarcerated for his crimes because he's, killed 5 or 6 people over the span of a week, I believe. And, yeah, he's about to stand trial. And, obviously, his actions in Gotham cause a massive stir, and there's people on both sides. There's people that are, literally campaigning for his release and taking on the Joker identity. And then there's the people that obviously want to see him arrested. And yeah, that's kind of most of the plot explained already, because there's literally not that much that happens apart from the fact that he meets Harley Quinn, who is played by Lady Gaga. She first appears as a fellow inmate, but it's revealed that she literally purposely put herself in prison just so she could actually meet Arthur Fleck, because she was like, oh my god, this Joker guy seems so amazing, I actually want to meet him. So she's a bit of a fangirl, basically. And there's, a little bit of romance there, the usual Harley and Joker stuff. And there's a whole back and forth with them, and there seems to be a lot set up for their future as well, if Arthur lets, where he gets set free. But yeah, in terms of the actual plot, again, I've kind of basically described 75% of the plot already, and I'm only just 3 minutes into the video. Not a lot actually happens apart from, the musical numbers and stuff that are all, hallucinations and stuff from Arthur's perspective. But basically, throughout the court trial, there's characters from the previous film that give statements to the events that led to Arthur killing the host on that evening show. And yeah, that's kind of how it ends. The courtroom gets blown up, and Arthur escapes with some fellow fans, people that are dressed in Joker attire, but he ends up fleeing because he wants to try and live a normal life, because before the explosion happens, he literally looks directly at the camera and he's like, well, it wasn't the Joker that did that, it was me. And he was basically saying that Arthur was the one that did it. Obviously, physically, it was him anyway, but he was completely disregarding the Joker personality, which was what a lot of people were fans of anyway, which was kind of a little bit of a weird twist. But I was like, okay, fair enough. So he ends up obviously pleading guilty, and after getting caught by the police, he is sent back to the Arkham Asylum. And then there is another twist, because he's been rejected by practically everyone, including Harley Quinn, because obviously she only wanted to meet the Joker, really, and that persona, which he ends up shunning away. He gets killed by a fellow inmate. Yes, Arthur Fleck, who was believed to be the origin of the Joker persona, is killed by another inmate who is a little bit more manic, very much more of the Joker in terms of the laughter, the stature, And then the big thing, which alludes to this unknown inmate's future, is after he stabs Arthur to death, he is sat beside him laughing, and as you can kind of see as the camera's kind of like fading out a little bit, he does the old Heath Ledger Joker situation and draws a smile with a knife, if you know what I mean. So, is that the origin to Heath Ledger's Joker? Now, not necessarily, I'm not saying that for sure, but it is very much paying homage or trying to draw inspiration from the Dark Knight set of films. So, yeah, that did kind of take me out of it, I can't even lie. But, yeah, that's basically what happens in this film, to be honest. A lot of it's courtroom drama that basically retells the story from the first Joker film. There's some little bits here with characters from that said film. There's music numbers that are inside Arthur's head that have no real consequence, to be honest. And then the whole Harley Quinn relationship that is set up is literally just dropped as the final twist happens. And it seems to set up another Joker, which I hope we don't get another film in this continuity. I can't even lie. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I know I didn't really do a lot of explaining, really, but there wasn't that much to explain, I'll be completely honest. And yeah, I know this wasn't a proper formal review, but I'm going to have to give this like a 3 out of 10. For real. But anyway, I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all the support. Take care, love you all, and peace.